It's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I have got, I want to say 2 posts for you. And this is the second of those. It's going live terribly late on. It's 11:30 at night. But needless to say, I've filmed it slightly ahead of that. So this is for the Stamp and Hop blog hop. And this is the video that goes with that hop. I'm using the honeybee bundle from the new mini catalogue. It's on page 30. It is gorgeous. Bees, I gather, are very in at the moment. So really appropriate to be using bees. So let me show you what I'm going to be using and go through how you can get it, because some of it's easy and some of it's less so. So I will be using the Inspire from Sweet Silhouettes, which is bundled with the silhouette scenes in the annual catalogue. This is the stamp set and the dies, apart from the fact I've got one of the dies out, which we will be using later. But it's a really cute little stamp set. I love these bees. They are just, oh. And then we've got a filigree bee as well, which is what I will be using. And then there is this. Now this is, if you don't know sale-a-bration, let me just very quickly go through this with you. So sale-a-bration runs from the beginning of January, well, 3rd of January, through to the end of March. And basically it is us Stampin' Up giving you free items simply for spending money. So it's almost like buy one, get one free, but not quite. So it all works around a £45 spend. So for every £45 you spend in any one order before P&P, you get a level 1 item, which are the ones denoted by Rich Raspberry. And if you spend £90 in an order, you can either get 2 level 1 or 1 level 2, which are these ones. So we've got meerkats, we've got dies, which are level 2, we've got more stamp sets, and then if I whiz through, we've got what I'm using, which is the Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. It's full size, so it's 12 by 12. It's black, white, and gold foil, and it is gorgeous. So let me show you. You can see I've been cutting into it already. Let me find the top. Let me show you some of the papers. So we have got flowers, this lovely diagonal sort of stitched effect. We've got black and gold stripes. We've got hexagons on one side and lovely bees on the other. And these, I think I'm right in saying, both dies cut them out. Certainly the small ones do. And I believe, although I'm not using them for this, yes, the big one does as well. So the both sizes of dies, or bees rather, can be die cut with the die set. Then we've got just a check, and this gorgeous pattern which I'm going to be using today. More sort of background bees and honeycomb. This is honeycomb, black and white stripe, and then more flowers and bees, and I'm using these bees today. So this is going to be a slightly different video for me, in that I'm not quite making it up as I go along, but I don't have a sample to show you. So all I can tell you is it's a fancy fold, and it is for a friend of mine who has recently had a promotion, and it's a, you know, kind of congratulations, well done card for that. So I'm going to start with the beehive. Now, I was watching Tammy White over in the States, one of her videos recently, and she said, it looks like an igloo. Guess what? It looks like an igloo. So you could actually use it for winter things as well. So basic black, embossing buddy, Versamark stamp. If I'm lucky, that will have stamped nicely, and I will be able to cover it with gold embossing powder and tap that off Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad at all. No, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let me just do a bit of tapping from the back. I'm going to pop that to one side for the moment, only because I need to stamp a sentiment as well. And I'm using the Celebrate Every Moment because it's a promotion, so why wouldn't I say celebrate? And again, embossing buddy, Versamark. And if you are new to my channel, I keep my embossing buddy on the back of my Versamark ink pad. That way I know I've got embossing buddy to hand, and I'm less likely to forget to use it, because that wasn't the piece of card I was going to use. Oh well, doesn't matter, it will do. Anyway, yes, I'm quite good at forgetting to use embossing buddy, so it's quite useful to give myself a visual reminder. And there's nothing better than I can't go to my Versamark without finding my embossing buddy. Right, so I don't need that, and I don't need that, and I need to put a lid on this before I pour that all over the place. Again, if you're new to my channel, you won't be familiar with my, and here's my trusty cheese board moment, but here's my trusty cheese board. So let me just heat this up. This is the most amazing time of the year to be buying from me, because you get all these freebies. So yeah, don't you just love that you can spend money and get free things? I could watch embossing powder melt all day long. Oh, heaven. Right, so that's that one done. And while we've still got the heat gun going, let's do this one. There we go. Right. Okay, so someone asked me why I use this. Two reasons. A, because I've got the fold back clip, I can keep things in place. B, it also protects your work surface. And I grant you that this is only a piece of paper, but underneath it isn't just a piece of paper. And it also does reflect the heat back a bit. So it's always useful to bear that in mind. So this is the die for this. So I'm very quickly just going to run that through my die cutter. And that's that die cut. And then, so this is the die for that, which is the only one you haven't seen. And then this, I'm going to grab my mini trimmer, which is one of the items that, as a demonstrator, I was able to purchase in December, but is now only available if you were to sign up. And you get this and a sample pack of Designer Series paper as part of your sale-a-bration joining offer. So you get the usual £130 of product for £99 before postage, without having to pay postage and packing. The trimmer and the paper, and any stamp set you would like that isn't a host set or a sale-a-bration item. Okay, so those are the last bits of prep that I need to do. I am going to talk you through the rest of, well, the base of the card. So here is my card base. I will have the dimensions on my website, and that is linked below in the description bar. And these are my notes. So I've cut a piece of International A4 card at 15 centimetres, the long way. And I've then scored at, well, basically I've got 5 1/4, 5 1/4, 10 1/2, 5 1/4, 5 1/4. So, and then I've cut between the two outside score lines, I've cut and then folded. Now this one here, this piece here, is short. And in fact, so I started scoring at that end. So I have stuck on a piece of the same thick Whisper White that is 5.2 by 15 centimetres. Now I will try, if I've got time, and I am running short of time, to do measurements for North American cardstock, but please bear with me, it may not go live at exactly the same time. The next thing I need to add, so I've then concertina folded, but in opposite directions, the card. And I will write all this up on my blog. So this is, again, a piece of just Whisper White, and I've cut this at 9 1/4 by, 9.5 by 13 centimetres. So that's going to pop on here. I'm going to stick bits on elsewhere first. So let me tell you what you need to cut. Because I'm basically using black, white and designer series paper, this is the complicated bit. Then you need 2 pieces of card at 14 3/4 by 5 centimetres. Then you need the one piece at, sorry, where am I? I've just thrown it away. So the black I cut at 12 3/4 by 9 1/4, and then I've got 3 pieces that are 10 1/4 by 4 3/4, and then I've got 5 that are 5 by 4 3/4 centimetres, and then the paper is a 1/4 of a centimetre smaller on each dimension. But as I say, all the measurements are going to be over on my website, so do not stress too much. I have stuck the paper on because otherwise this is going to be a ridiculously long video. It's not going to be short anyway. We're already at 12 minutes and I'm panicking. So first thing to do is to pop your large mat on. Oh no, first thing to do, brain dangerous, is to stick the end pieces on. Let's stick the end pieces on first. So these are the long thin pieces. Now you will see I've used a different designer series paper or pattern of designer series paper to go on my large mat. That's simply so that it's kind of prominent. So liquid glue there. Liquid glue, let's flatten this out, it'll make my life a lot easier. Liquid glue on this. Because we've only got a small border, I'm quite happy to go straight onto the card. And as I say, this is thick Whisper White. And then this pops on here. And it is the tiniest little margin all the way around. Then we've got 3 pieces, which, surprise, surprise, go here. So just pop some glue there and pop these on. Now you can obviously use different designer series paper. You could use different patterns. So have, you know, the black and then the white and then the black again. Obviously that is a design feature that is up to you. So that's those pieces. That's going to get covered up. So the other pieces go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I am just going to go in the opposite direction, just to make sure that we've got good coverage, or, you know, reasonable coverage, not so much reasonable amounts of glue, because you don't need very much. So 1, 2. Now this is the slightly longer edge goes left to right, and the slightly shorter one goes up and down, because we are only talking a hair of a smidge difference in dimension. And you just want these to be as central as you can get them, but, you know, life is quite short. We don't need to get too concerned about that. There we go. So that is our concertina-y bit. And then this gets more glue. And that I am going to make sure I do cover reasonably well, because that's going to be part of the construction. And then this, I need to just keep an eye on not going too far this way. So I'm going to go up that side. And then this lines up so that it is on this fold, square top to bottom, like, straight would be lovely. There we go. It's one of the downsides of using something with straight lines on it. It's obvious when it's not. And that then keeps this piece solid. Now I'm going to pop the lid on there for the moment and grab myself a bone folder just to make sure this piece in particular is well stuck. Now, black dimensionals, hurrah, hurrah, and la la, and all that, because I want to pop up my honeybee, my beehive. 3 is probably enough, and then pop this onto I think we'll go there-ish, reasonably central. And then I've die cut the filigree bee in gold, and then I've layered it on 2 layers of basic black, and I'm just going to pop that there. I think you can see I've planned this out, can't you? Not. So little dabs of glue just on some of the sort of more solid points. And that's reasonably solid. That's reasonably solid. Ooh, and I can pop a little bit there. So that can go there. How are we doing? 17 minutes. Okay, well, nearly 18, but I'm going to ignore that bit. Right. So for the rest of it, I want to have here, because this piece here isn't really seen. So the bits that are seen are there, 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 and there. So I'm going to kind of ignore that bit. This piece, I have die cut the Inspire from the Silhouette stamp set, or die cut set. I've got the Storytale, can't remember, it will be listed below, punch, and I'm going to feed it through. This is 1 1/4 inches wide, this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to punch one end. I've put some double-sided sheet on the back of this, just for speed, really. And I'm going to pop this onto my piece of black card and stick that down, and then just from the back press it with a bone folder, and even if I was using glue, that's what I would do. And then I can come back in and feed that back into the punch, and with it reasonably square, punch that, and then this is going to go here because she is an inspirational person. So that's going to go up there and reasonably central. Now this I'm going to keep flat because it's going to flatten. So that's going there. And then here I'm going to have my little Celebrate. probably put far too much adhesive there, but I'm going to have my little Celebrate just there. And then I've got some of the gold ribbon from the Christmas Time is Here suite. This is still available, so you can still get it, and it goes beautifully with the Honeybee suite or stamp set. It's sort of a suite because at the moment it's got designer series paper, so I'm thinking of it as a suite. And then just tie a little bow. That will do nicely. Grab a pair of paper snips and cut. And cut again. Don't need this anymore. What I now need is 20 minutes. Gosh, long video. Hope you're all feeling brave, because I'm not. Pop that on the back of my bow. Pop my bow down there. And then I have die cut from the paper lots of little bees. So I'm going to just add some of these. I'm going to turn them over, then their bottoms are showing. Add some of these to my card. So again, I'm going to try and keep everything reasonably flat because we are folding this up. It's already going to be probably a large letter fatness. So we'll have some of these here. Another one over there. Pop that one there. Actually, I might put the glue down first. Now the thing about bees is they do go in all directions, so let's have them going in all directions. So let's think about this. This one needs some decoration because it's very obviously visible. And we'll have another one there. And some more over here. So I'll have 1, 2. And the last one down here. Going that way, I think. And then I'm just going to grab my gold glitter dots, because again these are part of the Christmas Time is Here suite and still available. Certainly when I looked at the online store just now, they were still available, and they do very nicely as the dots for the top of eyes, and also as just general. Will that go in there? No, we'll use a smaller one for that. Just general bits of adornment, including, will I get that in there? Yes, I will. We can give her a gold spot on the back of her back. Indeed, on her back was probably the way to say that. We'll have that one just down there. I am going to tuck in another dimensional because it's just annoying me that this bit here is lifting up. So let's pop that there, and that's better. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, so let's pop some more of these around, and that is basically my card for the day. Well, for the night really. If you're watching this in the UK when it immediately goes live, you're probably an even worse sleeper than I am, because it's going live at 11:30, and I don't mean during the day. So yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry, but this is a hop that is led by an Australian demonstrator. So there we go. So that all folds up like that, and a really pretty card. And if I'm terribly lucky, this is one of our standard envelopes. It will fit in a standard envelope, and it will. And then I can stamp on the outside of that as well. So thank you very much. If you've got this far, which is 25 minutes into the video. Congratulations. I hope you think it was worth it. As I say, dimensions down below. If you would like to subscribe, normally my videos are not this long. Bottom right hand corner is the subscription button. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And as I say, all the details will be on my website, which is linked below, and I'll have some close-up photographs and all that good stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Do go and have a look at all the other projects that are on the hop, and you can get to that on my website, which, as I say, is linked below. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again sometime very soon. Bye!